Hi, this is Marina from Dark Star Astrology, bringing you the new moon in January the 21st. It's in Aquarius at 1 degree and it will be conjunct Pluto. The fixed star is Altair in Aquila the Eagle. The tarot card is the Five of Swords and the healing crystal is the Black Obsidian. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So now what does the moon in Aquarius Decan 1 mean? Well, it's not comfortable because it's pretty needy as a planet and not comfortable in a decan, which is so much about cutting the umbilical cord to freedom. So it's also one that will rebel and feel at odds in whatever home it finds itself. So the moon here is continually searching for the promised land, but rarely finds it. So this new moon is going to be very idealistic, and it finds squaring its high expectations with the earthly domesticity, the reality of life extremely hard. By the end of the month, however, any alienation that is felt matures into great self-sufficiency. The ability to look after oneself then is in turn bestowed upon the various waifs and strays that this moon can attract. So at this time, we might find ourselves providing temporary accommodation for those making difficult life transitions. A cosmic home is found amongst other outsiders for those of us who are of a more Aquarian, Uranian nature. So the tarot card that's associated with this decan is the Five of Swords. So its meaning is not that pleasant, really, and it's seen as being self-serving or as someone who profits from the anguish of others. So this decan, as a rule, is, it's one of karma, and we have to look at the having maybe suffered abuse from ruthless actions or even having been the perpetrator of harsh behavior. Altair's eagle in this decan is a predator, so it's not surprising there can be a sharp edge to this decan. So the meaning of the Five of Swords can sometimes symbolize the overcoming of inner demons and negative mindsets. The battle fought for personal freedom would not have come quickly or easily. This battle may have been a personal challenge for you and one that others believe you could not succeed in. So that's a quote from Teach Me Tarot. So this decan then, or the moon in this decan will give us the tools to fight very deftly with intellect, and swords generally represent swift and decisive thinking. So the fixed star is Altair the eagle, and the moon here, the meaning of it specifically is an interest in a strange or ancient discovery, disappointment and loss over property and gain, some profit and preferment, but friends become enemies, trouble through companies or public affairs, or difficulties through or misfortune to children. So difficulties through children or misfortune to them. So that is according to Vivian Robson. But Bernadette Brady says it's to admire a bold individual, to seek to emulate strong and independent women, or having little regard for personal safety if loved ones are threatened. So yeah, that is the mother bear kind of archetype. So Altair is found in the constellation of Aquila, and Robson says no astrological influence was suggested for this constellation by the ancients, but it seems to have been associated with the ideas of passion, love, and friendship. And we all know that Aquarians generally love their friends. And Robson goes on to say that it's also been said to give a love of swimming, to be connected with certain sex irregularities, and catamite paedophilia associations involving young boys and older men. I don't know what catamite means. I've never heard of that word. Oh, I just looked it up. A catamite was a pubescent boy who was the intimate companion of an older male, usually in a pederastic relationship. It was generally a term of affection and literally means Ganymede in Latin, but it was also used as a term of insult when directed toward a grown man. Oh. Ew, that's so weird. So it's very odd that a star would have associations with that. But yes, Ganymede, I mean, you could see in the constellation Aquila, which was Jupiter's eagle, you can clearly see that, you know, he's swooping down to pick up his water bearer, which were basically the young guys who would serve the gods at parties. So, yeah, kind of wine waiter. Wine waiter, God. But, you know, obviously that's the negative side of Aquila. Now, the positive side, Robson said, it's also said to give great imagination, strong passions, an indomitable will, a dominating character, influence over others, clairvoyance, a keen penetrating mind, and ability for chemical research. So yeah, Aquila, I mean Altair rather, is the main star of Aquila. It's the Alpha star, and its meaning on its own confers a bold, confident, valiant, unyielding, ambitious, and liberal nature. Great and sudden but ephemeral wealth, a position of command, makes its native guilty of bloodshed and gives danger from reptilians. So yes, Altair. You see, this is going to be the first star that Pluto hits when it goes into Aquarius, because it's Altair is 2 degrees of Aquarius. So we may get these kind of themes coming through, and maybe this moon will give us a clue about what's to come with Pluto and Aquarius, because it's not long to go. I think it's sometime in, yeah, it's from the end of March the 23rd till June the 11th, and then it goes back into Capricorn again. But we won't get the proper uninterrupted 20-year journey through Aquarius, which begins in January, January the 21st, in a year's time, in 2024. So yeah, I think this is going to give us, interestingly, a sort of sneak preview of what we might expect. So the aspects of this moon then. Yes, it's moon conjunct Pluto as well. So that's the Hades moon. Brings out the most obsessive, neurotic side of the Lord of the Underworld, since the moon itself can be quite dark and creepy. At this time, narcissistic people are in the news, or we have to address the grim side of human nature. We may have very vivid dreams at this time, but also nightmares if we have been suppressing our anger or resentments. This conjunction forces us to look at what's been festering under the surface and can also reveal long-term abuse and corruption. And the other aspect for this is Venus and Saturn are going to be conjunct in Aquarius as well, but at 23 and 24 degrees. So that means beauty is valued and love taken seriously. It's a great aspect for long-term commitment. So tying the Saturn knot would be a perfect way to use this energy. Wedding rings are also symbolic of Saturn's rings. It's also a very sculptural combination which can be used for architecture also. Great for engineers who also have an eye for the aesthetic. Lines are simple and classic. So yeah, this was also my inspiration for the abstract that I did for this as well, Karmic Bonds. And it's quite an intense picture. I don't know, only the very gothic would probably want to hang this in their living rooms, but I quite like it. But that's because I'm a sort of Aquarian person anyway. With my sun on Altair, so yeah, I think I very much tuned into this energy for this moon. So the summary, this new moon is a strange combination of beauty and commitment with obsession. Relationships are taken very, very seriously. 5 Saturn-ruled planets with 4 in Aquarius is obsessive too, even though Aquarius is supposed to be a freedom-loving sign. Maybe this new moon is about craving space and fear of being trapped in a relationship. Now, both Saturn and Pluto are very controlling, so this new moon could be about breaking free from imprisoning relationships. Saturn is also about karmic bonds too, and the fixed star Altair can be quite foolhardy and will throw itself under a bus for someone it loves. So be careful with self-sacrifice at this Aquarius new moon. If you do happen to get married at this time, be very sure of your commitment, as this moon is also very binding. The same goes for any contracts that you sign. They will be impossible to revoke if you change your mind. So, yes, I mean, any new starts at this new moon are so, if you want to do something that you are so certain you want to have it stick forever and ever and ever, yeah, sign it at this moon, because it's very hard to break. It's very powerful. It is a powerful moon. Anyway, so the crystal I chose is the black obsidian. So I chose it because it repels negativity, dissolves bitterness, and heals resentment towards and from exes. The black obsidian is a powerful tool for letting go of toxic relationships and overcoming childhood physical abuse. The truth enhancing properties of black obsidian are well known. So in addition to being a strongly protective stone, it also acts as a shield against negativity. Psychic attacks are blocked by black obsidian, while negative energies are absorbed by it. As a result, the crystal helps relieve anxiety and mental tension. So yeah, it dissolves emotional blockages as well, and ancient traumas. So obsidian actually has many colours, but black is always more protective and shielding. It's excellent for ancestral healing, especially if there's been trauma and child abuse in the family. And black obsidian forces you to confront your raw, unfiltered self and brings you deep into your subconscious in the process. As a result, imbalances and shadow qualities are brought to the surface for release, bringing to light long buried trauma. So yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect, that crystal, for this very, very intense new moon. It's an interesting one because, you know, you've got the very Saturnian side of Aquarius coming strongly through, and Pluto as well. So it's a kind of Scorpio, Aquarius, fixed, kind of energy. So thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe for the algorithm. And if you have a black bedroom and you're a bit of a goth, there's a link in the description where you can get a copy of the abstract art featured in this video. So that brings me to the end. All the best. See you next time. Bye-bye.